Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sofiat and thank you so much for watching another one of my videos if you've seen a previous one. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, then please do go ahead and have a little look to see if anything is in there that you like or don't like, or if you're thinking, why is this girl always coming up on my videos, on not my videos, on my video list or recommendations or whatever. um Hello. I am on a journey, a personal journey of growth, self-love, and love for humanity. This video is like, I don't know, it's kind of like one of these, it's not, I don't think I'll be doing a tarot reading in this video. I'm just going to talk about something. um I'm really glad that you're here again. Thank you again for tuning in, and I hope you're working really hard to make all your dreams come true. There is absolutely nothing else in the world to live for except for what you know or what you think or what you want to bring you happiness and joy for you. I used to be really upset at people, um, just for being selfish, for what I perceived as selfishness on their part. I'd always wonder, why don't people just share? Why don't you just give what you have? I mean, it's just a nice thing to do. It's just the kind thing to do. Like, and then as I gotten older, I mean, first of all, that you can't put your expectations on other people like that. Like, you will get let down almost every time because people aren't here to live up to what you expect them to. You know, like people aren't going to be like just like you. Um, and I suppose I might be speaking to like a select group of people, the kind of people that are like me. Um, when I look at myself and like really analyze, because I'm really trying to, because understanding the self is like the main thing. That's the first thing. If you don't understand yourself, then what you're doing, what you're playing at, you can't understand anybody else. You've got no business trying to read into anyone else's, like, I mean, you've got no business doing that anyway. But it's like, if you don't even know how to check yourself and you can't even read your own triggers and that kind of stuff, you know. And I'm just really working on that. I feel like that's it's just important. I don't really, especially when you find yourself in situations. I mean, I've moved now quite a few times, maybe about 4 or 5 times, because every time I move, you know, I'm still not quite happy. Something's still missing, something's still not quite right. And I was talking to my sister the other day actually, and she said this thing. I forgot who she said had said it, but she was like, every everywhere I go, there I am. I think I might be paraphrasing. I'm sure there's like more to it than just that, but basically it's like you can't fucking get away from yourself. Like you can't get away from yourself. Um, Most of the time when you find yourself in situations, you're in that situation. You have a part to play in that, and I don't know. Like, I think I've been okay with accountability. Like, I think I know when I've overreacted or I've played a part in a situation that didn't end well or whatever. But what I think I've struggled to do is accept the other person's um whatever part they choose to play. So okay, I'm like, well, I've accepted the fact that I was wrong. I did this. I know I did this. Excuse me. But like, why won't you accept your part? Why can't you see that you did that? And I suppose that's always been a big thing for me, just the acknowledgement, the recognition from the other person that, yeah, like, yeah, we never fucked up, right? I mean, so I think I just expect people to take accountability, and when that doesn't happen, it really, like, there's a girl I knew. Oh, it's wild. This girl, basically, like, I would express to her things I didn't like. I'd be like, you've done this, whatever, like, I'm not quite happy, I can't. And then she'd turn around and just basically be like, yeah, well, I did that because you did that. And every single time I mention something, she would just put the blame back on me and say that I did what I've essentially accused her of. And that just, and it's really difficult because I do have borderline personality disorder. At least I'm like 89% sure I do, because I had one phone call with a psychotherapist, psychologist, psychiatrist guy, whatever they're called, and I didn't love it. I didn't enjoy it. I always knew something was wrong, and I've tried really hard to get the help I needed. I mean, I don't. I've always struggled with therapy. Um, I just think it's hard to find. I just don't trust anyone. That's like I just, it's really hard to open up to people when you don't really know what their intentions are, and especially when it's someone that you expect something of. So like, if I'm gonna see a therapist or counselor, like I expect them to understand things, like, and it's this whole expectation thing. So if that doesn't happen, or if that sort of goes left, then that just puts it just you know so that's something I need to work on, I suppose. And it's like, I know this, I know I'm very self-aware. I think that's one thing that I really like about myself. I mean, when I was in the nail shop, I was just talking to the people there. It can be frustrating because that I don't like not understanding what people are saying around me. It makes my anxiety really, really bad, because I'm like, have I done something? Do I smell funny? Something on my face? Like, what are they saying? And half the time I would like to assume that what they're talking about doesn't actually have anything to do with myself or any of the other customers. Hopefully, but we're all human beings. Shit happens, and people are catty and gossip, and it just makes me feel kind of uncomfortable sometimes. But I always still make an effort to talk to everyone and be nice to everyone and just be civil and be chill. um and I was just talking to this lady, and I suppose because I can appreciate that if you can't speak the common language very well, you probably don't want to say as much. It's difficult, so it might be easier for them to just kind of speak to each other. So I understand. um but I feel the way that I feel, and I don't expect them to do anything about it. I wouldn't go and tell them, like, look, can you not, like, but yeah, I don't know, like, your feelings. And it's just all, what am I trying to say? I'm very self-aware in regards to my faults, probably to a detriment, especially being somebody with BPD. um there's a very negative self-image of yourself.
What?
Like, there's days I think I'm like everything and the nicest thing since sliced bread was ever made, but there's other days but that can change as well, like, really quickly. And it's just really difficult to navigate through life sometimes when you know that, like, you have your own shit, and then things happen, and like, I just don't see that I am always the issue. And especially being as self-aware as I am, I don't I'm very aware of when I've done something that would upset someone or would push someone away. Like, so when it's just, I don't know. But I think that accountability is a really big thing, and it's really easy, I think, to put the blame on somebody else, and it's just not the right thing to do, in my very humble opinion. Like, my moral compass just doesn't really work that way. I would say that even if somebody has reacted in a particular way that has offended you or made you, oof, that's a lot. Like, it's like, okay, but why though? And maybe I'm just saying this because I'm biased, because I'm that bitch that's wilding out, but it's not from nothing. It's not out of nowhere to my. And this is really scary to talk about because of this whole Amber Heard situation. Like, this bitch is out here. I can't even really say anything because I'm not a mind reader. Like, and but everyone's different ultimately, and self-awareness is just like, that's just got to be the number one priority. Um, Definitely is for me, and with these videos I'm making as well, like, it's really interesting, like looking back and listening to some of the things I'm saying. I'm just like, do I really feel that way? Like, I don't know, like that's not, and that's cool. That's okay with me. You know, my mind is changing every single day. My perspective is changing every single day. Like I'm seeing things differently all the time, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Um, I'm I'm learning how to manage my mental health, and really understanding how like my actions and things I say and do, and just the way that I am as a person can affect other people. Um, so it's interesting. As I like said, I think in previous videos, just trying to be like considerate, trying to put ourselves in other people's shoes. That's a big thing. Like I love getting my nails done. I live for those moments, like when I can it's just fun for me, and I'm sure a lot of girls feel that way, and some guys as well. Shit. So I would always try to make an effort in their establishments to make them just as comfortable as I would want them to make me. And even though they're not perfect at it, because they're not, like, people aren't always going to be able to cater to your every need. It's just not going to happen. It's not the way life works. And I'm really starting to understand that. And that's really fun for me. So I just, yeah. Thank you for watching the video, guys. If it resonates at all, like if you get me in it, if any of what I'm saying makes any sense to you, and you kind of like are on the same page, then subscribe to the channel. Like I'm hoping to, I don't know, I'm hoping to just like get loads of people that are interested in these kinds of discussions and spirituality, and just talking about self-growth and getting advice, and even mental health. Like it's such a big thing, and it's a big thing for me. And it would be nice to be able to sort of share that with other people that struggle with it, and know people that do, and in between and around and all of that jazzy jazz. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed watching the video, and I will be making more. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day, and goodbye.